When people think of the Vatican Museums, they picture the Sistine Chapel, Raphael's rooms, or the vast gallery of maps. But beyond these icons lies a world most visitors rush past: hidden chapels, forgotten masterpieces, and rare artifacts waiting to be discovered. That's why today we're revealing 15 hidden treasures of the Vatican Museums that deserve your time and attention. And here's a quick insider tip. Skip the legendary 3-hour lines with discountroomtours.com for fast access and expert guides. Then, when you're ready to dine, head to romediningreservations.com to lock in tables at the city's hardest-to-book restaurants. Let's dive into the Vatican's best-kept secrets. 1. The Nicoline Chapel. Our journey begins with a true jewel box of Renaissance art. The Nicoline Chapel. Hidden deep within the Apostolic Palace, this intimate chapel is decorated with frescoes by Fra Angelico and his pupil Benozzo Gozzoli, painted between 1448 and 1449. Step inside, and the space glimmers like a starry night. The saints seem to float beneath a celestial blue sky, painted with such care and delicacy that the room itself feels sacred in a way no grand hall could. It's a place where you can feel the transition from medieval art into the full flowering of the Renaissance. 2. Melozzo da Forlì's angelic frescoes. In the Pinacoteca, or picture gallery, look for fragments by Melozzo da Forlì, especially his angelic musicians. One stands out in particular, the angel playing the lute, its flowing robes and serene face captured in vivid, jewel-toned color. These are fragments of a larger fresco that once adorned Santa Maria degli Angeli, preserved here so that a piece of that beauty remains. It's the kind of detail easy to overlook in a gallery crowded with Raphael and Leonardo. But if you stop and linger, you'll discover a heavenly masterpiece hidden in plain sight. 3. Leonardo da Vinci's Saint Jerome in the Wilderness. Few people expect to find Leonardo in the Vatican, but in room 9 of the Pinacoteca rests an unfinished yet hauntingly powerful work, Saint Jerome in the Wilderness. Leonardo depicts Jerome in penance, emaciated and alone, with his faithful lion at his side. The brushstrokes are raw, almost ghostly, and yet his genius shines through in the anatomy, the emotion, and the unfinished mystery. To see a Leonardo that feels so human, so vulnerable, is a rare privilege. 4. The Gregorian Egyptian Museum. Step into another world inside the Gregorian Egyptian Museum. 9 rooms unfold with treasures of ancient Egypt, sarcophagi, mummies, hieroglyphs, and even the oldest portrait in the Vatican's entire collection, the sandstone head of Pharaoh Mentuhotep II. It's quiet here, far removed from the Sistine crowds, and yet you're walking through thousands of years of history. It's a reminder that the Vatican's story is not just Christian, but global, preserving the legacy of civilizations that shaped the world. 5. The Gregorian Etruscan Museum. Another overlooked gem is the Gregorian Etruscan Museum, with its circular light-filled galleries. Here you'll find exquisite vases, bronze weapons, and sarcophagi from the mysterious Etruscans, the people who ruled central Italy before Rome's rise. The highlight? The amphora depicting Achilles and Ajax playing dice. It's not just art, but a snapshot of daily life from over 2,000 years ago. Most visitors will walk right by, but those who pause are rewarded with a rare connection to the roots of Roman culture. 6. The Aldobrandini Wedding Fresco. Just beyond the Sistine Chapel's exit lies one of the Vatican's oldest treasures, the Aldobrandini Wedding Fresco. Dating back to the 1st century BC, this ancient Roman fresco is a rare example of secular art preserved in the Vatican. It depicts a wedding scene, delicate and timeless, reminding us that art has always celebrated not only gods and saints, but also the beauty of human love and ritual. 7. Caravaggio's Entombment of Christ. In a quiet corner of the Pinacoteca lies one of the most powerful works in Baroque art, Caravaggio's Entombment of Christ. Caravaggio's realism is startling. The muscles strain, the grief feels immediate, the shadows press in. It's the drama of human suffering and divine mystery captured on canvas. While crowds push toward the Raphael rooms, this masterpiece often rests unnoticed, waiting for those who know where to look. 8. The Porphyry Basin in the Round Hall. Step into the Sala Rotonda, or Round Hall. and your eyes will be drawn to the massive porphyry basin at its center. Once part of Nero's Golden House, this crimson basin is over 13 meters wide, carved from a single piece of imperial stone reserved only for emperors. The scale is staggering, the craftsmanship flawless, and yet many visitors shuffle through without understanding that they're standing before a relic of imperial Rome itself. 9. The bronze pine cone. In the Cortile della Pina, or pine cone courtyard, stands a monumental bronze pine cone, over 13 feet tall. Once a fountain in ancient Rome, it now anchors a serene open space where visitors often rush past. But stop here, and you'll see how the Vatican reuses the classical past, weaving it into its own symbolic landscape. The pine cone, a symbol of regeneration and eternity, fits perfectly into this spiritual setting. 10. Giuseppe Momo's spiral staircase. Descending through the Vatican Museums, you'll encounter one of the most photogenic spaces in the entire complex, Giuseppe Momo's spiral staircase, built in 1932. Its sweeping double helix design, blending form and function, feels like modern sculpture. It's a reminder that the Vatican's treasures aren't only centuries old. Even its 20th century architecture is iconic. 11. The Vatican Historical Museum. Far fewer visitors make the trip to the Lateran Apostolic Palace, home of the Vatican Historical Museum. Inside, you'll find portraits of every pope, ceremonial relics, and one of the quirkiest collections in Rome, the papal carriages and early automobiles, or papamobili. It's part art, part history, part nostalgia, and a glimpse into how even the papacy adapted to modernity. 12. Museo Pio Cristiano. Founded in 1854, the Museo Pio Cristiano contains some of the Vatican's most important early Christian artifacts. Sarcophagi etched with biblical stories, mosaics like the Good Shepherd, and sculptures that show the Church's beginnings when Christianity was still young and fragile. It's a quiet, contemplative stop, rich with archaeology and faith. 13. Collection of modern and contemporary art. Many visitors are shocked to learn that the Vatican owns over 500 works of modern art, housed in the collection of modern and contemporary art. Here you'll find pieces by Matisse, Dali, Picasso, and other 20th century masters. The contrast between these bold modern forms and the Renaissance frescoes next door is striking. It's proof that the Vatican isn't just about preserving the past, but also engaging with the art of the present. 14. The Pine Cone Courtyard. Yes, we already mentioned the pine cone itself, but the Cortile della Pina deserves its own recognition. This serene courtyard, framed by grand architecture and filled with sunlight, is one of the most peaceful spots in the entire Vatican complex. Many people rush straight through, but if you pause here, it becomes a moment of reflection, a place where you can rest, absorb, and reset before continuing deeper into the labyrinth of art. 15. The Mosaic Studio. Finally, one of the Vatican's most exclusive experiences, the Mosaic Studio. On select guided tours, you can peek behind the scenes as artisans restore and create mosaics using centuries-old techniques. Here, you witness living craftsmanship, tiny fragments of colored stone being pieced together to form timeless works. It's a reminder that the Vatican isn't just a museum of the past. It's a place where art is still being made today. And there you have it, 15 hidden treasures inside the Vatican Museums that most visitors completely overlook. If you're planning your trip, remember to check out discountroamtours.com for skip-the-line passes so you don't waste precious time in long queues, and romediningreservations.com to secure those hard-to-get tables at Rome's best restaurants. Until next time, keep exploring the wonders of Rome.